I always thought that Andhra food was burn your head spicy, and then I tried this dish. Chepala Pulusu is a sour fish curry that's got a very thin gravy. It's a flavorful dish made by frying curry leaves, onions and tomatoes to make a masala and then adding tamarind water to give it a sour flavor. It's delicious. Horns up and welcome to Meat India, my series where I showcase the best meat and seafood dishes this country has to offer, one state at a time. Today we're still in the state of Andhra Pradesh and we're going to the district of Nellore to make a fish curry called Chepala Pulusu, which is basically eaten across the coastal region and across the state if I'm being honest. Now Chepala means fish and Pulusu means a tamarind curry, which basically is the dish, a tamarind fish curry. And there are variations of this as well where they use raw mango in it, and I'm sure everyone makes it their own way. Consider this my version, which is also a less spicy version. Anyway, enough jibber jabber, let's get cooking.
For this recipe, you will need some tamarind because it is a tamarind fish curry. We are now going to soak this in warm water for about 10 to 15 minutes, so pour that water in and set it aside. Now to my blender, I add cumin, fenugreek seeds and coriander seeds, and then I blend it into a fine powder. To that I add some garlic and blend that in as well, without any water of course, to create a rustic style masala for the fish. Once that is done, set it aside. The tamarind has finished soaking and now I need to squeeze the life out of it to make tamarind water. So squeeze that tamarind like the government squeezes money out of you. And then we want to pour it out and save the liquid part, and you can discard the tamarind meat or flesh. And now we're ready for our curry. I get my pan on the stove and heat up some oil and then throw in and fry some curry leaves. When they are crispy, I add in some onion and a de-seeded green chili because I'm a spice wuss, and then saute that. Once the onions turn translucent, I add in one tomato that I pureed in my blender, and now I give it a good mix before seasoning it with salt, adding some turmeric powder and Kashmiri red chili powder, and now you give it another good mix. And you want to fry this for a good 5 to 6 minutes till the oil separates from the tomato. Once that happens, I add in the fish masala I made and give it another good mix. I add a little more oil because it needs some, and then I cook it for a minute or two before adding in the tamarind water. I also add more water because remember, this is a thin and light curry. Bring it to a boil and lower the heat and cover and cook for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you can see the oil floating on the top, and that means it's ready, and in goes our fish. Now normally they use a local fish, I think catfish for this recipe, but I'm just going to use sear fish or surmai fillets. Use whatever fish you can find locally that's good in a curry. I cover and cook for 3 to 4 minutes, after which the fish is fully cooked and our curry is pretty much ready. You can see it's a nice thin curry. Taste it for seasoning, mine needed a bit of salt so I added some, and then I finish with fresh coriander. And our tamarind fish curry is done and ready. This is a curry that tastes better the next day, I'm told, so make it a day before you want to eat it. Anyway, serve it up and it's a delicious looking curry. Serve it with rice and enjoy it. Now as always, I gotta give you the front camera footage and I gotta dig into that fish as well, which is cooked to perfection. And I'm eating this curry with some rice. It's so good. Anyway, time for the official taste test tomorrow.
Alright folks, it's time to taste the fish curry, and once again I'm dining alone. But you know what? Let's dig in. You know, this is one of those curries that they tell you, don't eat it the day you cook it, eat it the next day. Now you guys don't know this, but I actually cooked this a few days ago, and I'm only doing the tasting now because I was busy with other things. But this tastes absolutely fabulous. I love that it's not spicy because, as you all know, I have sort of tweaked it to be not spicy. And for me, Andhra food has always been almost inedibly spicy. And I'm glad that I can finally taste the food and not have that burn your head off spice, you know. But I have been told that not all Andhra food is spicy. So let me know in the comments, what are some of the non-spicy but very delicious Andhra dishes that I should be trying. Meanwhile, I'm going to continue to eat this. It's good. It's got that nice sourness from the tamarind. It's a nice light curry, goes really well with rice. And even though I use a different fish, it works really well in this. So yeah, I give this the thumbs up, the horns up, and I'm going to go and enjoy this dish, and I'll see you on the next episode of Headbangers Kitchen. Until then, Cheers and keep cooking. Alright folks, the next state we're going to be going to is Telangana, and if you have any recommendations for meat or seafood dishes from that state, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, a big thank you to everyone who supports me on Patreon and on the YouTube channel memberships. You are all awesome. Thank you.